The image is simple but worrying. Uneven strips of grass, patchy brown areas, and a surface that looks more like a training field than a stadium hosting top-flight football. For a team whose identity is glued to short passes, first-touch combinations, and a relentless tempo, that visual is not just cosmetic, it is a looming tactical threat. Barcelona arrive at Vallecas not only as favourites on paper, but as practitioners of a style that assumes a predictable fast surface. What they may face is the opposite. Rayo Vallecano squeezed into a calendar that asks them to host a European qualifier days before the league game, risk playing the role of inadvertent saboteur. Their match could scar the turf further and hand the home crowd a new kind of advantage. The result is a game that might be decided before tactical boards are unfolded. Who can impose their tempo on a surface that refuses to cooperate? Coaches across the league will be thinking in pragmatic terms. Precision passing becomes a liability if the ball stutters or skids. Triangular build-ups that rely on razor-thin timing are vulnerable to an erratic bounce. Barcelona's response might be to slow the game, introduce more direct routes to goal, or select players who can thrive in contact and aerial duels, rather than technicians whose genius depends on velvet surfaces. That shift is not just tactical but identity-altering. A manager who spent pre-season cultivating fluid patterns may be forced into compromises that frustrate players and fans alike. On the other side, Rayo can weaponize the turf. A physical, direct counterpunching plan, second ball hunting and smart set-piece routines suddenly gain potency when the ball refuses to run true. There is also a logistical knot to untangle. Barcelona's own stadium situation, renovations at Camp Nou that have delayed a proper return to their familiar home, leaves the side with fewer safe alternatives. If your primary venue is out of service, every away fixture takes on exaggerated importance. A poor result at Vallecas would not simply be 3 points lost. It would deepen the narrative of a season starting under strain. Players who already feel unsettled by change are more susceptible to errors on an uneven surface, and confidence, once dented, can be hard to restore. For younger squad members being integrated into the first team, this is a baptism by irregular turf. Their first impressions of senior-level La Liga football may be shaped by slips, misplayed passes, and a rougher style than the club's philosophy promises. From a tactical watch perspective, the opening 20 minutes will be revealing. If Barcelona persist with short, risky passes and suffer repeated miscontrols, we should expect a swift adaptation. More long balls, greater emphasis on switches of play, and an urgent packing of the midfield to cash in on second balls. Substitutions could come earlier than usual. A forward with strength over finesse might be preferred to the more delicate playmaker. Mentally, the coach must prepare the squad to accept inconvenience without panic. This is where discipline and experience matter. Teams that turn frustration into structure will win the day. Those who crumble into hurried plays will hand control to the home side. Beyond the single match, the pitch debate raises wider questions about scheduling, stadium readiness, and the fine margins that decide modern football. A club with Barcelona's ambitions cannot afford multiple variables to conspire against them in their opening fixtures, and yet here is one more: turf quality. For the fans watching from afar, the worry is simple and human. Will this be the day when style gets sidelined by circumstance? For pundits, it's a delicious tactical puzzle. Can a team defined by the ball find another route to dominance when the ball itself behaves badly? So when the whistle blows, the usual metrics, possession, pass completion, XG, will be read through a new prism. How much did the surface interfere? How did managers adapt? And crucially, which side turned an imperfect field into an advantage? In the end, this match is a test of adaptability as much as skill. Barcelona's passing machine is legendary, but legends are only useful if they can flex. If the turf at Vallecas forces them to reinvent, the result will tell us far more about the team's resilience than any pre-season friendly ever could.